What's up, everybody, and welcome to the GameFreak. Today we are going to travel back to the year 1985 and take a look at the top 10 highest grossing video games of that year. These numbers are courtesy of bgsales.fandom.com. The following titles were the highest grossing video games worldwide in 1985. Including arcade and home video games. Keep in mind that some of these games were on multiple platforms. Some were both on arcade and home systems. The reason I say that is because some of these numbers seem extremely high for the 1985 time frame. However, you have to consider the millions of quarters that were popped into these arcade machines around the world, and not just the amount of units actually purchased. I personally had to Google every game on this list to confirm that they did indeed generate that much money in 1985. I talk about putting the video game crash behind and leaving it in the dust. Here are the top 10 highest grossing games of 1985. And keep in mind, these numbers are insane, but true. At number 10, we have Pole Position. The game was a major commercial success in arcades. After becoming the highest grossing arcade game in 1982 in Japan, it went on to become the most popular coin-operated arcade video game internationally in 1983. In North America, it was the highest grossing arcade game for both 83 and 84, and still in the top 10 in 1985, making $85 million. At number 9, we have Excite Bike. In North America, it was initially released for arcades in 1985 and then as a launch game for the Nintendo Entertainment System later that year, becoming one of the most best-selling games on the console. It is the first game in the Excite series and it made $90 million. At number 8, we have Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Was released in 1985. What can I say about this game that people don't already know? In this game's debut year, it raked in an astonishing $92 million. At number 7, we have 1942. This game is set in the Pacific Theater of World War II and is loosely based on the Battle of Midway. Despite the game being created by Japanese developers, the goal is to reach Tokyo and destroy the Japanese air fleet. This was due to being the first Capcom game designed with Western markets in mind. It made $99 million in 1985. At number 6, we have Pole Position 2. Pole Position 2 was a major commercial success in arcades, becoming the highest grossing arcade game of 1984 in the United States and remaining among the annual highest grossing arcade games in Japan and the United States through 1987. It brought in a whopping $100 million. At number 5, we have TX1. This game is considered a successor to Pole Position and Pole Position 2. It was also released in the UK, Ireland, and mainland Europe via Atari Ireland. This game raked in $120 million. At number 4, we have Kung Fu Master, also known as Spartan X in Japan. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up developed by Irem as an arcade video game in 1984 and distributed by Data East in North America. The game was based on Hong Kong martial arts film and raked in $130 million. At number 3, we have Commando. Commando was a critical and commercial success, becoming one of the highest grossing arcade video games of 1985 and one of the best-selling home video games in 1986. It was highly influential, spawning numerous clones following its release, while popularizing the run-and-gun shooter genre. It brought in just over $130 million. At number 2, we have Hang On. Hang On was very popular at launch and sold well for Sega, becoming the highest-grossing arcade video game of 1985 in the United States, and then the highest-grossing arcade game of 1986 in both Japan and the United States. It brought in an amazing $240 million. And at number 1, we have Karate Champ. In this game, a variety of moves can be performed using the dual joystick controls using a best-of-3 matches format like later fighting games. The game was commercially successful, especially in the United States, where it was the highest grossing arcade game of 1985 and the best-selling home computer game up until 1989. It brought in $390 million. So there you have it. Those are the top 10 highest grossing games of 1985. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to join me and take a trip down memory lane. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next episode, game on, everybody.